The glasses. So we only had one other person that had like regular, like, you know, like medical glasses. This is good though.
These are medical. Can you imagine?
Is this for your glaucoma right here?
This is a good look, I think. And I also think as a criminal, you know, it's very subtle.
When did you know you were a deadbeat criminal?
When did I know? I think it's because I don't actually have any moral integrity. I think the thing about me is that I have a deep fear of authority, and that's the only reason I do things. Like, that's the only thing that prevents me from not doing crime sometimes, is getting in trouble. It's not that I think crime is bad. It's just that I'm afraid of authority. So, like, I think I have everything there. I kind of have a, you know, sometimes I feel like maybe I lack empathy. Sometimes I want stuff that's not mine. I have a lot of hatred in my heart and general ill will towards society. So I also carry that energy where I would love to do harm upon people. But what prevents me from doing my larger crimes is, that fear of being discovered, because I'm also clumsy. And I just don't think I can pull off a grand heist, you know, something that's too complicated. So kind of deadbeat in the sense that I kind of, you know, I have to do lesser crimes, lesser stuff, because, you know, I don't have any morality in general.
I feel like we're like interviewing the human embodiment of crime and punishment right now. Like, that was like a Dostoevsky level monologue. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you. I practiced it in advance.
Where do you think your fear of authority comes from?
Really good question. Really, I mean, probably my dad. Who knows? He wasn't really an authority. He was just a little mean sometimes, I think.
That'll do it, though.
But
that's all it takes, yeah.
I don't know. I think, I just want someone to punish me, you know? I'm a bad girl.
There's a lot of crime and punishment.
Exactly. But I think I have a sense of adventure. And so I think sometimes adventuring, actually that's, people would, I think I used to have a sense of adventure. But I think, because sometimes I think maybe I'll get carried away of like, oh, we're on like a mission. I think I'm like a hobbit in the Lord of the Rings. You know, that's kind of my level of criminality, is like, I'm just trying to get to Mordor, you know, in whatever way I gotta go.
I mean, you talked about trespassing.
Well, I think as far as crimes go, trespassing is part of the journey. You know what I mean?
I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
That's when I do crime. Yeah. When it's part of my personal growth.
If crime is part of a larger endeavor, then it's what must be done, you know? And I feel the same way. Like, there was one time I really wanted a ferret, and they didn't lock the cages back then, so I put it in my bag and I walked out, and that was part of a larger... It was part of my character development.
That's the coolest heist you ever...
I stole a ferret.
Those
people are trying to get rid of ferrets, but you stole one. That's awesome.
A fucking ferret.
I mean, well, my friends made me give it back, actually. But...
Oh my God, you returned the ferret?
That's not the point. The point is part of
maybe it's
journey.
Not the point, but it is very interesting.
You know, it's not about the crimes. I think it's about the friends you meet along the way.
The friends that make you along the way, because you're right. Because you're right. People are trying to give away their ferrets. So I stole this ferret, and my friend was like, I have a ferret I'm trying to get rid of. Go put that ferret back. And I was like, okay.
Did you put it back, or did you have to confront the store owner?
They were also teenagers. I just walked back inside and I like pulled it out, and I was like, I accidentally put this in my bag. And then
I'm so silly. I'm so absent-minded.
I forgot. I was walking out and somehow the ferret was in my bag.
Yeah, I put this kind of, you know, topsy-turvy Are they rodents? No. What class are they? Weasels?
Otter.
They're more like otters.
They're little land otters.
A little bag otter, you know? An otter you can put in the bag.
So you told the pet store manager, you're like, yeah, sorry, this ferret, it's like
it snuck into my bag. Yeah, I was like, this snuck into my bag. Like, I don't know how it got in there.
I don't know what happened. I asked an employee to unlock the cage. I picked it up, and somehow it's in my bag.
No, the lock started because I put that ferret in the bag. Like, you know how like laws are created because someone broke it, and then they were like, we don't like this. We're gonna make a rule so people can't do this again. That's where the locks came in.
That's
The ferrets
incredible.
used to, you could just open that and like pet them and
Yeah,
stuff.
back in
and
my
then
day, you could just pick a ferret
you
up.
could just pick a ferret up. And then, I think me and then maybe a couple other people across a couple other places. I'm not saying I'm a trendsetter. I'm just saying like locks became more common on the pet
Yeah, I think
stores.
really one person can change the world. And I think this is a perfect example of that.
For the worst. I wish I could keep petting the ferrets.
It feels like you were mostly good until someone like talked you into stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds like a
no.
peer pressure
Though.
thing.
What's the worst thing that like someone's talked you into then?
At Emory University, because I lived right next to there, they had this was like on a property adjacent to the main university. They had these 3 abandoned asylums.
Yes.
I don't know if-
Asylum searching.
Yeah,
That's
so-
just the best crime.
Yeah, so what happened is like they had these 3 abandoned asylums. They were so creepy. They even had like there was they weren't used anymore, but then they had this like tunnel system below them. So like when they were active, they could take patients from one to the next without like letting them outside. Isn't that fun to think about? But this was the big thing that we did in high school, which was, I think, not only peer pressure, but also us trying to copy the big kids. So my friend group, I think maybe starting sophomore year, we started breaking into the asylums at night.
Of course.
And whoo, was that shit creepy as fuck. There was always some mysterious dripping water.
Oh, yeah,
there was
of
always
course.
like, even though they didn't have like power anymore, there was always like one like flashing light somewhere, and it was
Like
just
flickering or flashing?
there was like a flickering something going on, and it was like there was water dripping. It was so creepy. The creepiest one, like basically what you had to do, you had to go and park, a little bit of ways, because they kind of knew that there was these hooligans such as myself who would break in and try to like look at all the creepy stuff. And so you'd park a few blocks away, and then you'd have to sneak onto the property and sort of like scurry, through the night. And then I think I could scurry pretty. How is your scurrying?
I mean, I don't.
Terrible.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna clock him as a terrible scurrier.
Oh,
right
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Right away. Not good. I think I have some decent scurrying, but I'm sure you're an expert at
I don't have elegance with it. I'm lanky.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I also have elegance, but at that time, I mean, I was playing sports back then, so I was better at scurrying back
Okay.
then. I
Got a
wouldn't
little hustle in it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe today I wouldn't be as good, but we would scurry, and then there was a few places that people had broken in before, so you knew how to get in. But then sometimes the people would then board those up, so you had to create a new one. So then we would have to like break a window or a panel and get in, or you'd have to like squeeze your body through like a tiny little opening at like the bottom of the outside wall or something, and then we would get in, and then we'd all be in there, and there'd just be like, oh, I guess we should look at more stuff, but we'd all be like terrified because it was so
you guys
scary
are like
inside.
living the plot to a horror film.
I know.
It's
We
like
were.
the scariest trespassing.
And also it was kind of dangerous because there were like, I know like some unhoused people had like lived in the tunnels at various times. So it was also kind of like, you never know, there could be somebody in the tunnel, And then we would go in the tunnels.
And then all my friends would die, and I'd just barely escape.
Yeah, and then all of they are all deceased now. It's crazy. There's like some curse on them where they just suddenly, they all get hit by a bus. I don't know. They don't even live in places where there's buses,
Yeah, you would have scared me in high school. I would have done it, but I would have been scared the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, trying to play it cool, but it would have been like an obvious, like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah, but
Like a
yeah,
little
no, I
two-tenths?
was like that too. Or also I was like trying to, defend, like, I wanted to be brave for women, to be like, women, we don't get scared in the abandoned asylum.
Yeah,
I'm having a great time. I'm just walking up
I'm
the
going to
stairs.
go boss it up in this abandoned asylum.
Exactly, yeah.
The bravery, because you're like, I can do what a man can do, because I'm in high school.
But women
And so
usually,
you just,
to be fair, women usually live at the end of a horror film.
I mean,
Oh,
there
that's
is
The
a little
guys,
bit
the
of
guys
privilege
don't
there.
get away. The guys,
Ally alert. Beep, beep, beep.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I'm such an ally.
Hashtag not all men, but yeah, I mean, the it's always like, but it's only one. It's only one. Let's be honest.
One woman that survives?
Yeah, it's like every horror film.
No, there's sometimes where it's one or two. There's two.
No, it's not the fucking sister to the traveling pants. Okay.
This is,
no.
I mean,
they have like one that lives.
just one.
Yeah, and
And
apparently,
the
yeah, what lived this one.
Yeah, all my other female friends are dead, and now I'm just considered a pick-me, I guess. Just me and the boys in the asylum. But I think it would be kind of a thing where we would like be walking around and all of us were just waiting for somebody to be like, I think it's time to go now. But then you would just wait until who would say that. And the creepiest one was the children's asylum.
Oh,
very
no.
creepy. Because I think they had like a sort of regular adult. I think they had like people who had like more issues, and then they had the children's one. And the children's one, don't worry, there are still some random dolls just like on the ground. And then there's also a mural of like, you know, a lot of like child TV like characters or whatever. But it's like so much scarier when you're just like using I don't even know if we had phone flashlights back then, but we would have like somebody would have
your Motorola Razr.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Turning the brightness all the way up
Yeah,
on it, like, where am I?
Just keep doing flash photography with your razor, yeah.
Oh no, it's so
and then
scary.
but then it was like, yeah, and it was just so drippy in there. So it was probably also like structurally unsound, because I think, and then the other thing, I think the reason Emory stopped using them was maybe, I don't know if it was like civil
The
rights
ethics?
violation. Yeah, maybe. I think it was the asbestos. I think, yeah, it definitely horror movie vibes.
Were
of
you
like,
guys sober the whole time? Because I don't think I could. If I smoked any weed and did that, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, no, I was a Narc high schooler, so I was sober for sure. I think the rest of the people were too. Infamously, one time my senior year of high school, my friends were playing beer pong on Wednesday. Like every Wednesday they would play. And then one time I went over and was like, guys, this is really irresponsible. We have colleges we need to get into. I wasn't fun. But then I developed.
You would have died if there was a killer.
Exactly,
Yeah, you
because
would have
I'd
been the character.
be.
They're like, we have to get rid of this one.
Yeah, here's like the annoying girl.
Yeah, the girl's like, guys, I really don't think we should be here.
Exactly, that's me. And then but then we all deserve it because obviously we were trespassing, so we should all have been killed. You know.
It seems like trespassing is like your go-to crime.
Yeah, it kind of. I would say. Yeah, I've been on places I'm not supposed to be. You know, not as much though because I don't really like walk around like that anymore. Well, I mean, now that we live in New York, sure, but.
All right, so we have some trespassing, we have some stuff. What would, in your opinion, so what's like your perfect crime?
Here, okay, I was trying to think about that. I just don't think I could do a perfect crime. Do you mean like how I would do a perfect crime, or what would be?
Yeah, like what's a dream crime? It doesn't have to be anything.
If you had no limitations.
Oh, yeah, I really want to assassinate people in the government.
Okay.
So I think it would be so cool to be an assassin. Well, they're not cool.
that would
Not cool.
rock.
But I think sometimes, when I read the news, I become so infuriated that then I try to think about just like a fun little mental exercise, which is like, okay, if you could assassinate 10 people, who would it be? You know?
I think I'd want to go after like District 11 comptroller in Champaign, Illinois. You know?
Yeah, and I think it'd kind of be like, maybe, you could assassinate just politicians who I think are evil, billionaires who I think are the most evil ones. But then I think maybe for fun, I could just do one friend,
Oh, assassinate one friend?
Yeah, assassinate. Just like as a fun, just one person, just one little personal life assassin.
It's like just a saddest surprise birthday party.
Yeah, surprise. I don't actually think I'm that good at violence. Not that I wouldn't do violence. I'm just not good at it. I'm just sort of like, I can't aim very well. Like darts, very bad.
You trip over nothing. So
I know, I trip over
tough.
nothing. I think if I did,
you're gonna run in with the gun, trip, and they're immediately like, "Oh yeah, kill her."
I like kill myself by accident. I think that's what happened. I would just like be like, "Oh no, no,
Self-assassination.
Exactly. And I just want to say on the legal side of things, I am not saying I'm going to assassinate anyone. I am just hypothetically thinking about an idea. So don't come for me, FBI.